Baggy Hi-Fi. What a channel. It even caters for your spiritual needs. Greetings, cats and kittens. Welcome once again to Baggy Hi-Fi, this YouTube channel devoted to record collecting and the vinyl community here we are in the UK. Well, I don't very often respond to many threads or competitions or tags in the VC, but this one I really did want to respond to, and it's been set by Alan of Static Traveller, and it's all based around if I was a god. That is, if I was omnipotent, if I was omniscient, if I was all-powerful and could do what I want. So these are my responses to Alan's 9 questions. First question, show a record you would improve by adding or removing a single track. Well, this album I'm going to show from 1973, I would think I would like to take off, remove a track, because I think it really spoils the mood of the album, spoils the flow. So the album is by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery from 1973. Possibly their best album, although I do like the first one very much. Yeah, Benny the Bouncer is the track I want to take off. It is their stab at being humorous. Greg Lake adopts this Cockney accent as he recounts a tale of Benny, this vicious bouncer, and Keith Emerson plays pub-style piano, knees up Mother Brown style piano, and it really does fall flat. It's not a terrible track, but it does spoil the feel of the album, which is definitely very sort of sci-fi, steely, cold sounding prog all the way through, and very, very bombastic record, spoilt by the attempted humour of Benny the Bouncer. Next question, show a record by an artist you would resurrect from the dead. Well, recently, a couple of months ago, I was reading this book which is about Nico. You Are Beautiful and You Are Alone, the biography of Nico. Quite a hefty hardback, which I did enjoy. But what's sad about Nico, apart from her addiction to drugs, is her wasted years. Of course, we all know about her stint in the Velvet Underground. We know her solo albums. Well, some of us know her solo albums. I'm a great lover of her early solo albums that she made with John Cale. I just feel that she had so many wasted years, especially the years in Manchester when she was just lying on a mattress in some horrible smelly bedsit, not producing any records. Now, if she could be revived from the dead and maybe reunited with John Cale, she could possibly make albums again as good as this. The Marble Index, masterpiece of a record, very eerie, a true gothic record. I think that yeah, with the right producer, I think Nico could have made another great album. But she died sadly in 1988 as she was coming off heroin. She died on the island of Ibiza after falling off a bicycle. Very sad. Third question, if I was a god, which record would you obliterate from the face of the earth, erasing all memory of its existence? Well, this I have on CD, and it's the pairing of two American greats, Bob Dylan and the Grateful Dead. They did a tour in 1987, and I think probably motivated by money. Now, I do like the Grateful Dead, and I like some Bob Dylan records, but this is really lifeless, turgid, boring live album, Dylan and the Dead. 1989, I think this came out. I'll just read you a couple of reviews. Other people seem to agree with me. Robert Christgau of the Rolling Stones said, that what Dylan makes of his catalogue here is exactly what he's been making of it in years. Money. And AllMusic gave it 1 star out of 5, calling it quite possibly the worst album by either Bob Dylan or the Grateful Dead. So that's Dylan and the Dead. If I was God, I would make this evaporate out of people's memories as well, because it's a real low point in both the Grateful Dead and Dylan's career. Question number 4. Show a record cover which displays something of the power of nature. Well, one of my favourite seasons, apart from autumn, which is just around the corner, is spring. And I always have liked this album cover of Caravan's If I Could Do It All Over Again, I'd Do It All Over You. There they are, the Canterbury Legends, in a soft green forest of newly grown, fresh leaves. Lovely sleeve, lovely album, possibly my favourite Caravan album, but there it is, looking very green. Question number 5. Which 3 musicians would you Frankenstein together to produce a super musician? So you have to sort of, being God, you'd have to kind of push these 3 people together to make a super musician. So I would have a go. So I would choose the witty lyrics of Morrissey, the catchy songcraft of Paul McCartney, and the delicate voice of Marianne Faithfull. Now, I think we must remember, though, that Victor Frankenstein, whatever he did, never really turned out too well. Next question. Show a record by 1 male artist and 1 female artist you would save from the end of the world to entertain you in heaven forever. So as a God, I would want to be entertained, and eternity is a long time. So that did colour my way of choosing the male artist and the female artist. And funnily enough, my choice of female artist is the same as Alan, who set this thread going, chose Joni Mitchell. Now, the reason why I chose Joni Mitchell is because throughout her career she has evolved, and she's made many records of different style, from the early sort of folky, high-pitched ones where her voice sounds very different from her later smoky, jazzy records. She's made some sort of very 80s sounding records as well, which aren't her best. But I thought that an artist who is continually changing would be, and a great artist she is as well. I thought I would like Joni to join me in heaven for eternity to keep me entertained. And the male artist I've chosen is David, Dame David. Again, for the same reasons, because Bowie evolved throughout his career. Shame that it was cut short in 2016. But yeah, I would never get bored of Bowie, I don't think, because I would imagine that he would still keep trying new things. One of my favourite comps of his early material, The World of David Bowie, possibly even the first record I ever heard by David. Okay, next question. Number 7. Show a record which depicts 1 or more of the 7 deadly sins. They are, of course, lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, anger, envy, and pride. Quite a lot of you naughty boys have been showing lust. You will go to hell for that, you know. And so, well, I thought I'd join you, because this one came to mind for lust. Next one, next deadly sin, gluttony. Now, this is a sampler album called Juicy Giants, and I think those juicy lips would be drinking gallons and gallons of fattening milkshake. There we are on Juicy Giants. And another sin, I couldn't come up with 7, is another Caravan album, I decided to, the sin of sloth. There she is, the 70s lass, lying in bed, so sleepy and lazy that she just will not get up. And the album is, of course, The Girls That Grow Plump in the Night, so I guess she did have an excuse to be feeling tired. Question 8. Show a record by an artist, if you can. No, I don't know any records by this fella. Who you would assign to hell forever for musical crimes against humanity. Ed Sheeran, the most contrived, very successful artist, of course. I'm not jealous in any way of his £200 million fortune, which he's amassed from his repulsive records. I was driving the other day and I did have Radio 2 on in the car, and one of his songs came on and I nearly drove into the hedge just out of anger at his horribly contrived music. This boy next door image with the carefully tousled hair, sensitive guy with his acoustic guitar, but yet he shows he can rap as well at the same time. I hate Ed, and Ed is now dead. Question number 9. In your benevolence, I must recover this benevolence after that, answering that question, which VC channel would you bestow 1 million subscribers to so they may never have to work again and indulge us all with their videos ad infinitum? And it can't be your own. Well, I do enjoy lots and lots of vinyl community channels. You are all great, all the ones I watch anyway. But this channel, I just can't understand why it has so few subscribers. It's Born Out of Time, Ghana at Born Out of Time channel. He only has 55 subscribers. The fella has an amazing collection of garage and some 60s punk and rockabilly, and an amazing collection. But it's his enthusiasm when he's showing and playing these records, which is one of the attractions for me on this channel, Born Out of Time. So that's my final answer. If I was God, I would give Ghana 1 million subscribers so he could be truly appreciated. So do subscribe to Born Out of Time, or at least go over there and have a look. See you in the next video. Thanks, Alan, for setting these questions. Bye for now.
Heavy application of a signature Joe Meek effect.